It's day 2 at the Community Music School. So last Sunday, Bonane, Pierre and myself, we were starting the restoration of the player piano just to see if we can get it up to being at least a working piano. So we took up all of the keys and cleaned the key bed. If you'd like to know how to do that, I'll leave a link to a video I did before. And then we replaced the missing tuning pins and the missing strings, and did a few other things there. So I was quite tired by the end of the day. We actually spent the entire day doing it. It was really, it was good. It was sort of camaraderie. We were all sort of like helping each other out and getting this piano back together. And then at the end of the day, Bonane was playing on it and it was really out of tune. So today I'm just going to pop over there and tune it. I'm a bit worried because the strings are really rusty, so there's a very high chance that some of these strings are going to break. But we need to do this. We need to bring it up to pitch roundabout roughly and just leave it for a few weeks, probably about 2 weeks, just to see whether or not the tuning is going to slip, because as the piano gets older and all the tunings it has, the tuning pin, which is about the length of my index finger, it gets twisted in a wooden block, and the more that you twist it, the looser it becomes inside the wooden block. So over time and over the years and over the many tunings it has, it can get what's called slippage, which is where you tune it and it just slips out of tune really quickly. And if that happens, it's going to be a very long restoration process. But we'll only know after we've tuned it up to about pitch, and then we'll leave it for a couple of weeks, and then we'll come back and we'll see if it's kept its pitch. And if it's kept its pitch, there won't be a problem. And if it's all gone horribly out of tune in 2 weeks, then we know that there is a big problem. So I'm just going to go over and tune it today. Oh my goodness, this is going to be the hardest tuning that I have ever done. I'm somebody who plays by ear rather than by which notes I'm hitting. And so if I can't hear a clear kind of musical melody, I can't play the song, and I cannot figure this piano out. I've got no idea what I'm doing because it is so out of tune. Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
Hello. Well, this is the back of the player mechanism, and you have the 88 little bellows that will strike the notes. The bellows are activated by vacuum, so to strike the notes, they will close, like this one. And this piece of wood will strike the mechanism of the action for hitting the note. What I'm going to do now is try to take the dust, 1916 dust, to today away, and put oil on the leather, because for this piano, which is unusual, the little bellows are made of leather. Normally it's just fabric with rubber, and for this piano it's leather, and I hope that with a bit of leather oil we can save the leather. For oiling, I've just cleaned with a brush. I'm using leather oil mixed with wax.
Smells amazing. It's really nice.
It's a nice smell. Yeah, I think it's probably the wax. What we want to do is to keep the skin supple, so that it can open and close, that the bellows can open and close easily, and we want to avoid the skin to get dry and then crack. Well, so now I'm trying to get in between the bellows, but it seems to be working because the leather is very stiff when I started, and it's, after maybe 5 minutes they are getting supple again. You see how carefully it's folded. It makes, when they are made well, you have a little cross, like an X. It's the shape of an X. If I close them, you can see the X shape on this one, for example. And it has to be perfectly airtight.
Okay, so we've run into a bit of a problem here, is because it's quite an old piano, the flange pins and the hammers are a bit wobbly on this. So not every hammer is hitting both strings. So this hammer, I can listen to the left-hand string because it's hitting it, and that's giving me the reading. But if I want to tune the right-hand string, I need to be a bit creative because I can't just hit the key, because it's not actually hitting the string. So instead, I'm doing a bit of pizzicato, I'm just using my finger to get a rough read. So sometimes nails help. You can give it a little bit of a pluck. Okay, so we've got a rough read on the bass here. Okay, so that's sounding pretty good. Let's carry on. Okay, so plucking is also your best friend. When you've got a piano that is as out of tune as this one, you need your fingernails, you really do. It's not too clear sometimes when you're using the monitor whether or not it's aiming for the pitch above or the pitch below. So I thought that I had perfectly tuned this to the correct, what are we on, to the correct B2, but then when I played it, it was clearly not. And it's because that one was an octave up and this one was an octave down, and we're aiming to go down, so you can listen as you're tuning. That's what we're aiming for, but that's what we've got. And you can hear that one is a lot higher than this one. So if you're not too sure which of those two notes needs to change, whether that needs to go up or that needs to come down, we can listen to the notes either side. We can hear that this one is the next note up from that one. And we can hear that that one is higher than that one. So we need to bring that one down to that one, and then they'll both be in tune with that one. So plucking can just really sort it out in your head, because sometimes, especially when you're getting onto 3 strings on a note, you can get a bit confused between what's supposed to sound like what when you're hitting the keys here. So just to make absolutely certain, plucking is really helpful. So I've just tuned this down and now it should be correct. Yeah, it's got a bit of a twang because it's got a brand new string on it, but that worked. It's close enough because we're doing an overpull at the moment, so we're not fine tuning. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be close enough. And at the moment, that is close enough. What I found under here is that green is called verdigris, and it's when the copper is starting to degrade. So iron rusts and copper gets verdigris, and it's pretty bad. So I think we're going to need to restring that. That's made a huge difference, hasn't it?
Completely. And this one is still a bit stiff. Oh no, it's okay. You can feel. So
Oh yeah.
you can imagine repeating a note.
Yeah.
Like this. There is no problem. It's 1916 leather, you know, and they are in good nick.
They look in really good
They are
condition.
really, yeah, I'm putting this miracle product, le baume de cuir rénovateur en français.
It looks really clean. There's like no dirt on it at all.
Because it's used it's cleaned already.
And Bonani cleaned it. If you have no holes in the, you know, in the paper roll, you have vacuum on each side of the membrane. It's inactive, but as soon as you have a hole punched in the roll, in the paper roll, you have atmospheric pressure pushing the membrane that pushes the valve, opening a little channel towards the bellows, which is emptied of its air by the vacuum raining inside the machinery. It's like a domino effect.